हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान। मेरे चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान में आप सब लोगों का फिर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। सो टुडे वी विल बी लर्निंग द रिडेम्पशन ऑफ अगेन अनदर ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरी विच इज़ इन द सिलेबस ऑफ एडिशनल इंग्लिश और ऑल्टरनेटिव इंग्लिश ऑफ क्लास 11 MBOS. Okay, and let me tell you that the story is quite big, so I have divided the story into two parts, and this is going to be part 1. As you have already seen in the title, this is part 1 of the story. Part 2 I am going to explain you next time. Okay, so here also I have done a full explanation, and I hope the explanation is going to help you a lot. Okay, so let us have an introduction of the story. Actually, the story revolves around the themes of love and mercy or forgiveness. Okay, that love and mercy or love or forgiveness can change even a hardcore criminal to a very saintly person. Okay, to a very good human being, to a very saintly person. अगर हम लोग love, care, sympathy ये सब किसी क्रिमिनल को भी देंगे, बहुत ही हार्ड कोर क्रिमिनल को भी अगर हम लव और मर्सी और फॉरगिवनेस देंगे, माफ़ी देंगे, तो एक हार्ड कोर क्रिमिनल भी जो है एक सेंट में, एक साधु में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो सकता है, चेंज हो सकता है. ओके, सो दिस स्टोरी एग्जैक्टली हियर यू सी दिस स्टोरी टीचेस अस दैट द अबव वर्च्यूज, दैट इज लव, मर्सी, फॉरगिवनेस, दीज आर ऑल वर्च्यूज. सो ऑल दीज वर्च्यूज एक्चुअली कैन ट्रांसफॉर्म इवन अ हार्ड कोर क्रिमिनल इनटू अ सेंटली पर्सन, जो कि मैंने अभी अभी कहा. Okay, even you see love and sympathy can even turn a rock or a stone, even melt a rock or a stone. ठीक है ना, एक स्टोन या रॉक को भी जो है अगर हम लव और मर्सी दे तो वो भी मेल्ट हो सकता है. द स्टोन कैन ऑल्सो मेल्ट, राइट? So love and mercy are the highest kind of virtues. Now let us look at the characters, and these characters are based on this part of the story, which is part 1. Part 1 के basis पे ही मैंने इन characters को set किया है. Now the pronunciation is not actually Jean Valjean. It is in French. It is Jean Valjean or John Valjean. Okay, this John Valjean is actually a criminal or a convict. वो एक criminal है, वो एक convict है who has come out of jail after 19 years. 19 years के बाद वो जेल से निकला है. After 19 years he has come out of the jail. Then we have Monsieur Bienvenu, who is the bishop. He is also the main character. Actually, the two main characters of the story are John Valjean and Bienvenu, who is the bishop. Okay, popularly we will call him the bishop. So in the story also I have mentioned the bishop only. Then we have Madame Baptistine, who is the bishop's sister. And then we have Madame Magloire, who is the servant in bishop's house. ठीक है, तो these are the four characters based on part 1 of the story, which is this part. Okay, in part 2, when other characters will be there, I'll give an introduction to the other characters in part 2 of the video. Now let us look at the story, and the story I have put in brief just for all of you to understand the basic things in the story. Okay, so when the story starts, John Valjean quietly enters the bishop's house, but as a traveler. So when the story begins, we see that this John Valjean actually, he very silently, quietly, he enters the bishop's house, but he does not introduce himself as a criminal. वो अपने आप को criminal introduce नहीं करता है, वो अपने आप को एक traveler introduce करता है. ठीक है, वो अपने आप को एक traveler introduce करता है. Now John was actually looking for a lodging to stay. John क्योंकि जेल से निकला है, John has come out of the jail after 19 years, so he did not have any place to stay. उसके पास रहने के लिए कोई जगह नहीं था, तो एक्चुअली वो एक होटल टाइप का कुछ ढूंढ रहा था. He was looking for a hotel where he could stay. Okay, but he was not getting any hotel, any inn to stay the night. Okay, and he looked very frightening also. Okay, he was actually very much afraid also. On his face there was a there was an expression of fear. एक fear का expression उसके चेहरे पे था. First of all, because he had come out of a jail. Second of all, he was not finding any hotel or any inn to stay. And then because he had come out of the jail, so he was thinking whether the society will accept me or not. All these thoughts were there in his mind. Okay, now Madame Magloire, when John Valjean enters the bishop's house, suddenly the servant in the bishop's house, okay, Madame Magloire suddenly saw Jean. Okay, not Jean exactly, John. Okay, या John. So Madame Magloire ने suddenly John को बिशप के घर के अंदर देख लिया, and suddenly she was alarmed. Okay, suddenly she was alarmed that how come this stranger has entered the house without any permission, without even knocking at the door. Okay, when you go to somebody's house, you first of all knock at the door, right, and then you enter. But this fellow John Valjean this fellow, he entered the house of the bishop very silently, very quietly, without knocking at the door. So Madame Magloire, the servant actually, she suddenly saw John, and she became very frightened and started trembling in fear, because you see, after 19 years of his jail tenure, prison tenure, his whole face had changed. He looked like a criminal. So मैडम मैग्लोयर एक्चुअली बिकेम वेरी मच फ्राइटन एंड स्टार्टेड ट्रेम्बलिंग इन फियर. वो डर के मारे कांपने लगी. ठीक है. एंड मैडम बैप्टिस्टीन, हु इज द सिस्टर ऑफ द बिशॉप, ऑल्सो सॉ जॉन एंड शी टू बिकेम वेरी मच अफ्रेड. तो मैडम बैप्टिस्टीन, जो कि बिशॉप की सिस्टर है, उसने भी जब जॉन को देखा घर के अंदर, तो वो भी डर गई. शी ऑल्सो बिकेम अफ्रेड. बट वेन शी टर्न हर हेड, actually backside the bishop was sitting, okay, and at the front door this John Valjean had entered. So suddenly when Madame Baptistine saw backside, she saw that her brother, who is the bishop, she saw her brother, the bishop, sitting by the fireplace, because it was a very cold night also. That is why bishop was sitting by the fireplace, okay. And then Madame Baptistine felt little relaxed, okay, because they are two ladies, right? So they felt quite afraid, okay. And when they saw, especially when Baptistine saw that her brother was sitting right there behind, then she felt little relaxed. कि चलो अच्छा हुआ, it's good that at least we are not alone in the house. I have my brother, okay. Then you see, the bishop was not at all afraid. अब bishop बिल्कुल डरा हुआ नहीं था, okay. He looked at the man in a very relaxed manner. जैसे कि होता है ना, when somebody, any stranger enters your house, you'll be bit afraid, especially somebody whose face looks like a criminal, you'll suddenly be afraid, right? But the bishop was not afraid at all. वो बिल्कुल डरा हुआ नहीं था, और वो बिल्कुल एक रिलैक्स्ड मैनर में उस आदमी को देख रहा था, जॉन को देख रहा था. He was looking at John in a very relaxed manner. Now before the bishop could ask John what he wanted, John spoke loudly and he introduced himself. तो बिशप कुछ कहने जा रहा था. Bishop was about to ask John that excuse me, what do you want? Obviously, when a stranger enters your house, enter your house, you would obviously ask that person कि तुमको क्या चाहिए, what do you want? But before the bishop could ask him this question, John himself spoke, and in a very loud voice, okay. And what did he speak? He actually introduced himself. वो उसने अपने आप को पहले introduce कर दिया कि वो कौन है, who he was. He introduced in the beginning only, okay, at the starting of the story only. अब उसने क्या introduction दिया? What introduction did he give? He tells his name. उसने अपना नाम बताया. He told his name to the bishop, and he also said that he was in prison for 19 years and is set free today itself. Okay, so he told the entire truth to bishop that, see, my name is John Valjean. I was in prison for 19 years and today itself I was set free from the jail. तो मेरा नाम जॉन वेलजॉन है. मैं जेल में था 19 साल, 19 years, और मुझे आज ही जेल से रिलीज़ किया गया. I was released from the jail today itself. Actually, he thought that the bishop will be afraid, but the bishop was not afraid by this also. जब John ने अपना introduction दिया, when John gave his introduction that he was a criminal who has come out of the jail after 19 years, the bishop was still very much composed. ठीक है, the bishop was still very much composed and he did not show any sign of fear. उसने डर का कोई expression दिखाया ही नहीं, क्योंकि वो सच्ची में डरा ही नहीं. He was not afraid at all. And then John Valjean continued that I am supposed to go to Pontarlier. For 4 days he has walked from Toulon. तो उसने कहा कि actually मेरा destination, I came out of the jail today, but because it is night, so I have nowhere to go, and my destination is Pontarlier. मेरा destination Pontarlier है. एक Pontarlier नाम का एक जगह है जहाँ मुझे जाना है. And for 4 days I have walked from Toulon. तो 4 दिन मैंने टोलोन से, जो है एक टोलोन नाम का जगह है, वहाँ से मैं चल के यहाँ तक आ रहा हूँ. I have been walking since 4 days from Toulon till your house. And today, okay, today he has walked 12 leagues, which is almost 60 kilometers. Can you imagine? He has walked 60 kilometers, okay, and he was very much tired, okay. And then he said that he also went to a hotel. उसने कहा कि मैं एक होटल गया था, but the hotel people did not allow me to stay because of his yellow passport. अब yellow passport is a kind of passport which is issued to the criminals, so that people can identify from his yellow passport that he is a criminal. ठीक है. तो येलो पासपोर्ट सिर्फ क्रिमिनल लोगों के लिए होता है, इट इज ओनली फॉर क्रिमिनल्स. सो व्हेन ही शोड, एंड इट इज कंपल्सरी व्हेन यू टेक अप अ होटल, इट इज कंपल्सरी टू शो योर पासपोर्ट. So when he showed his passport, he had only one passport, which is the yellow passport. So when he showed his passport to the hotel people did not allow him because yellow passport belonged only to criminals. So who would actually allow criminals to stay in the hotel, right? So the hotel people obviously did not allow him, as usual, did not allow him to stay. So he said that I have walked 60 kilometers, 12 leagues I have walked. I went to a hotel, I could not find any room to stay because they did not allow me because of my yellow passport. He then, because he could not find any place to stay, so he then went back to the prison, but the jailer did not let him in. तो क्योंकि रहने का कोई जगह नहीं था, तो वो फिर से जो है जेल में चला गया, एटलीस्ट रात गुजारने के लिए, टू स्टे द नाइट. ओके, ही वेंट बैक टू द प्रिजन, बट इवन द जेलर डिड नॉट लेट हिम इन. ओके, जेलर ने भी उसको अलाउ नहीं किया. अब बिकॉज यू हैव बीन सेट फ्री, द जेलर टोल्ड हिम दैट यू हैव बीन सेट फ्री, तो why should we allow you again to the prison, right? You go and find your own place to stay. तुम अपना जगह खुद ढूंढ लो. तुम जेल में वापस क्यों आए? तुमको तो जेल से छोड़ दिया गया है, तुमको रिलीज कर दिया गया है जेल से. अब जेल में तुम्हारा कोई जगह नहीं है. ओके, सो ही कुड नॉट फाइंड एनी प्लेस टू स्टे. सो अब रहने का क्योंकि कोई जगह नहीं था, तो ही वेंट टू स्लीप इन द ओपन फील्ड. वो ओपन फील्ड में जो है वो सोने के लिए चला गया, क्योंकि कोई जगह नहीं था सोने के लिए. देयर वॉज नो प्लेस टू स्टे. देन he said that then when I was sleeping in the open field, it started to rain. So I had to come to the town to find some shelter outside someone's house. तो किसी के घर के बाहर, outside somebody's house, because it started to rain. So I could not stay in the open field also. So I came to the town to find some shelter outside someone's house. कि किसी के घर के बाहर, at least if I can pass the night somehow. Moreover, it is raining also outside. But I could not find any house also where I could, outside the house, I could not find any place, such shelter also outside anybody's house where I could stay the night. So one woman came and showed me the bishop's house. तो एक lady वहाँ पे थी, maybe she was passing by. That lady told me, that woman told me that you go to the bishop's house, and that is why I came to your house. And that woman also told me that the bishop is very helpful, the bishop will help you, that is why I came to your house. So this is the introduction that John gave to the bishop. John ने फिर कहा, John again continued that he has earned 109 francs. मतलब if currency, okay, francs is currency in France, okay. So he has earned 109 francs and 15 sous from his hard labor in the jail. तो जेल में क्योंकि काम कराया जाता है प्रिजनर लोगों से, right? All of you know, I think, that prisoners are made to do hard labor in the jail. So they are paid for that also, okay, like breaking rocks, cleaning the garden, cleaning the jail, then doing barber kind of work, okay, cutting somebody's hair or beard, okay. For that they are actually paid by the jail authorities. So from that he has earned 109 francs and 15 sous, okay, from the jail. That money he already has in his pocket, and it is quite a lot of money. And he says that, see Mr. Bishop, if you allow me to stay in your house, I can pay you, like I would obviously, if I had to stay in the hotel, I would have paid for the hotel bill also. So if you allow me to stay in your house, I am ready to pay to the bishop, to you, okay, if he allows him to stay in his house. Alright, now the bishop does not reply to him. Bishop ने कोई reply नहीं किया. Bishop was just looking at him continuously, okay. Bishop उसकी तरफ देखता रह गया. Bishop ने कोई reply नहीं किया. The bishop tells Magloire instead that, Magloire, you set another plate for John. Actually the dinner was ready, not exactly dinner, but the supper after the dinner, okay, the supper was ready, and the bishop told Magloire, his servant, that you set another plate for John also. This man John is also going to eat with us. And John is shocked that even after, you see, regardless of his introduction, John has already given his introduction that he has come out of the prison after 19 years, so he is a criminal. Then why is the bishop setting another plate for supper for John? So John was very much shocked, because nobody had allowed him to stay because he was a criminal. कि किसी ने उसको allow नहीं किया. Nobody had allowed him to stay. Nobody was ready to accept him because he was a criminal. But the bishop did not ask him even a single question. Bishop ने एक single question भी नहीं किया. Rather the bishop told the servant, Madam Magloire, that you set another plate at the dinner table, at the dining table for John. John would be very hungry. So John was very much shocked after hearing this. He reminded the bishop once again that he was a criminal and had spent so many years in jail. Will the bishop let him stay? So actually, John thought that bishop did not hear him properly. John को ऐसा लगा कि maybe the bishop did not hear me properly, that I am a criminal. So once again John introduced himself that, see Mr. Bishop, I am a criminal and I have spent so many years in jail. Will you still let me stay in your house? ठीक है. Once again you see John again reminded the bishop. John then asks for something to eat because he was too tired after walking 60 kilometers. See, already the bishop had already told Madame Meghalaya to set the plate for him, but John could not believe actually. So John suddenly, while he said all these things, okay, suddenly John asks that, can you give me something to eat because I am too tired after walking 60 kilometers, after walking 12 leagues. So can you please give me something to eat? And John actually said that if there was a stable for horses, I can sleep there, because he felt that no one will allow a convict to stay in his house. So John actually told the bishop that, you see Mr. Bishop, if you have a stable for horses, अगर आपके घर में stable है जहाँ पे घोड़ा रखा जाता है, where horses are kept, if you have a stable for horses, I can sleep there, because no one will allow me, because I am a convict, no, I am a criminal, so no one will allow me to stay in their house, in his or her house. So if there is a stable for horses, I can sleep there. Look at bishop's reply now. Again, the bishop does not show any sign of fear or anxiety. Bishop, the bishop is taking it very lightly. Bishop is not at all interested whether he is a criminal, whether he is what. The bishop is not interested at all. So bishop does not show any sign of fear or anxiety because John is a criminal. Rather, he tells Meghalaya, उसने Meghalaya से कहा, see, the bishop is not replying to John actually. Rather, again you see, the bishop tells the servant Meghalaya that you prepare the bed for John to sleep, okay? You prepare the bed for John to sleep. John is again shocked that, what kind of a person is this bishop? First, he is offering me food by telling the servant to set a plate for me. Next, he is telling his servant to put the bed for me, to prepare the bed for me to sleep. What kind of a person is this bishop? Nobody had ever talked to me in this way. Nobody had ever treated me in this way. So the convict, the criminal, John was very much shocked. Now the bishop tells John that, John, you sit by the fireplace because it is cold outside. Okay, you sit by the fireplace and take rest while the bed and supper are ready. Okay, जब तक बेड और तुम्हारा बिस्तर और खाना जब तक रेडी नहीं हो जाता, तुम फायर प्लेस के पास बैठो और थोड़ा सा रेस्ट करो. John is again utterly shocked at the bishop's behavior. You see, why he is every time shocked by the bishop's behavior is that the first reason is that he is a criminal. No one accepts a criminal. आज के ज़माने में, in today's age, who will accept it? Not in today's age, in any age you see, nobody would accept a criminal. If you know that this person is a criminal, you will never accept, you will never allow that criminal to even enter your gate also. House is a very distant object. You will not allow that person even inside your gate. Okay, so John is utterly shocked at the bishop's behavior. That first of all, he is getting my food ready, getting my bed ready. Okay, what is the case? He is not able to understand anything. The convict is still unable to believe that the bishop has allowed him to stay. So he is still unable to believe. वो बिल्कुल इस चीज़ पे यकीन नहीं कर पा रहा है कि बिशप ने उसको अलाउ किया घर पे रहने के लिए, उसको खाना दे रहा है. So he is confirming from the bishop whether he can really stay there. तो वो फिर से बिशप को याद दिला रहा है. He is once again reminding the bishop that, are you sure that you will allow me to stay? क्या तुम सच्ची में मुझे अलाउ करोगे स्टे करने के लिए? Bishop says yes, why not? And you see, he is also shocked because the bishop called him Monsieur, okay, or Monsieur. Monsieur means we say Mr. na, Mr. or say for example in Hindi we say Shri, Shrimati. We address Mr. or Shri when we respect somebody, right? So as a mark of respect, the bishop is calling John as Monsieur John, okay, and this John told the bishop that everyone treats me like a dog, the way we treat a dog. No, when a dog enters your gate or enters your house, what do? You throw shoes, you throw stones, and you just drive that dog away, right? So when Jean tells bishop that everyone has treated me like a dog, the bishop says that you are monsieur. Okay, you are monsieur, you are not a dog like everyone else has said. जैसे कि everyone calls you a dog, right? But you are not a dog, you are Mr. Jean Valjean. You are not a dog, so I am not going to treat you like a dog. This is what the bishop told the convict, told Jean. Okay, and Jean is again shocked, and Jean thinks that maybe this is a hotel. This is not the bishop's house, but this is actually a hotel. Okay, this is a hotel, and the bishop, he thinks that the bishop is an innkeeper. Innkeeper matlab inn matlab hotel. Okay, inn is a kind of hotel where you get drinks, food, place to stay. Okay, in short, hotel. Okay, so Jean thinks that bishop is a hotel keeper or hotel boy or manager of a hotel or owner of a hotel, and this house is actually a hotel. Okay, this is what Jean thinks, but obviously it is not so. It is the house of bishop only. Okay, remember, okay, the bishop actually addresses Jean as Monsieur Jean. Mr. Monsieur means Mr. or Shri, Srimati. You know, we address out of respect to somebody. Then you see the bishop tells him that he is a bishop. तो bishop इसको बोलता है that I am not an innkeeper, I am the bishop. Right? I am a bishop, I am a clergyman. The convict then shares the story of another bishop who had come to jail to address the prisoners. तो ऐसे बातों बातों में, you know, while talking, because the supper was getting ready, Jean's bed was getting ready, getting prepared. So meanwhile, you see Jean, he sat by the fire and he was talking about his experiences in the jail. And then he said that, you see bishop, another bishop, when I was in the jail, another bishop had come to the jail to address all of us, to address all the prisoners, but he was not as good as you. वो तुम्हारे जैसा इतना अच्छा नहीं था, तुम तो इतने अच्छे से कह रहे हो, but that person was not so much good. Okay, so meanwhile, you know, while the convict, while Jean and the bishop were talking, the supper was ready now. The supper बिल्कुल ready था, खाना ready था, the food was ready. The bishop then asked Jean in a very respectful manner, the bishop asked Jean, please come and sit near the fire as the weather is too cold outside. तो आओ, तुम एक काम करो, तुम टेबल के सामने जो है, जहाँ पे आग है, जिस तरफ आग है, you know, you sit near the fire, you sit on the chair which is near the fire, because the weather is very cold outside. Come and have food with us. आओ हमारे साथ खाना खाओ. The bishop brought 2 silver candlesticks as the room had low light, because the room had very low light. Room में बहुत कम light था. That is why the bishop brought 2 silver candlesticks. Okay, remember this silver candlesticks, because these silver candlesticks, these are going to play a very important role in the story. Candlesticks. Okay, these candlesticks are going to play a very important role in the story. इनका एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण, बहुत important role play है in the story. Okay, and then we will come a little later. तो उसने क्या किया, candles को जलाया. He lighted the candles for Jean so that he can eat peacefully in proper light. Okay, उसने मोमबत्ती जला दिया. दोनों candlesticks में 2 मोमबत्ती डाल के उसने मोमबत्ती जला दिया. He lighted the candles for Jean so that he can eat peacefully in proper light, के proper light में वो ठीक से खाना खा सके. And John was very very hungry, so John was eating like, you know, a greedy person. एक greedy person जिस तरीके से खाना खाता है, John उस तरीके से खाना खाने लगा. Okay, because he was very very hungry. John now thanked the bishop for providing him food and shelter despite the fact that he is a criminal. तो John ने bishop को thank you बोला. John said that thank you bishop for providing me food, for providing me shelter in your house. Even after knowing that I am a criminal. Okay, thank you so much. I will ever remain grateful to you. The bishop then says that this house is the house of Christ or Christ. Okay, कि मेरा घर जो है ये Christ का घर है. Christ is Jesus Christ. Okay, and as we all know that Jesus Christ is actually a prophet or a God, if I put it in that way, a God who has spread love all around. You know, when people came to him, people in distress, when they came to him, जब लोग जो है प्रॉब्लम्स में थे, टेंशन्स में थे, किसी के घर पे ये प्रॉब्लम, किसी का ये प्रॉब्लम, जो भी जीसस के पास आता था उनका सारा प्रॉब्लम जो है वो सॉल्व हो जाता था. सो ही सेज दैट this house is actually the house of Christ. Anyone can come here, anyone can come, criminal, no criminal, good people, bad people, anybody can come. Like church, house of Christ means we can say it's a church, a holy place. Okay, anyone can come here. You do not need permission to come here. You do not need to show your character certificate to come here. Anyone can come. So anyone can enter and they need not introduce themselves in order to stay in his house. तो बिशप ने कहा, Bishop told John that John, you have given your introduction that you are a criminal, you have come out of the jail after 19 years, तुम 19 साल के बाद जेल से निकले. ये सब बताने का कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. No need to tell all these things because anyone can come to my house. This is the house of Christ. So कोई भी आ सकता है मेरे घर में, कोई भी रह सकता है मेरे घर में, and you need not show your character certificate for that. You can just come and say that I want to stay in your house because this is the house of Christ. So there was no need for John to introduce himself every time. क्योंकि John बार बार अपने आप को introduce कर रहा था. You know, John was telling the bishop every time that I am a criminal, I have come out of the jail after 19 years, I have no place to stay. No need to tell every time. You come here, you stay, this is your house. This is the house of Christ. So house of Christ means house of God, and house of God means everybody's house. So anyone can come and stay. Actually, you see, John hadn't told his name to the bishop. So he asked the bishop, you knew my name? Actually, beginning में जो है, John just introduced himself, but he did not tell his name to the bishop. ठीक है, तो John asked bishop, do you know my name? You know my name? The bishop actually does not know his name. Okay, bishop को उसका नाम नहीं पता, but still he says that yes, I know your name. Okay, the bishop does not know his name, but still says that he knows, मतलब the bishop knows and tells the convict's name as my brother. मैं इस चीज़ को फिर से समझाता हूँ. Let me explain this thing once again to you. Okay, John did not actually tell, he just introduced himself, but he did not tell his name to bishop. So he asked the bishop that, do you know my name? Bishop says that. The bishop does not know his name, but bishop says that yes, I know your name. Then John asks, then tell what is my name? And the bishop says that your name is my brother. Can you imagine? Okay, what a big-hearted man is this bishop. What a big-hearted man is this bishop. Okay, so the bishop says that yes, I know your name, my brother. Your name is my brother. John then calls him kind, and that he was now 46 and is now left with nothing. So John उसको बोलता है कि bishop, you are a very kind human being, you are a very kind person, and my age is now 46 and there is nothing in my life now. मेरे life में और कुछ नहीं है. I have nothing. I have lost my family. I have lost everything, friends, family, whatever I had, I have lost everything. I am now left with nothing. मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है मेरे पास. Okay, I have nothing with me, and you are a very kind person. John also shares his sufferings in the prison. John जो है वो बिशप से अपना suffering share करता है prison में कि बिशप, I have suffered a lot in the prison. The jailers used to beat me up. The police men used to beat me up in the jail every time, and I have suffered a lot. There was hard labor that I used to do. Okay, so he started explaining his sufferings while he was in the prison, and the bishop understood the sufferings of John and consoles him. तो bishop ने John को कहा कि John, I understand your suffering. Not John, I understand your suffering, because the bishop does not know his name. So he says that yes, my brother, I understand your suffering. Don't worry, because there will be joy in John's life, because a true repentant is always loved by God. ठीक है, अगर तुमने जो काम किया है, because you had done something wrong maybe, that is why the police had caught you and put inside the jail. But now, if you really feel that you have really done something, you had really done something wrong, then you are a repentant, one who actually realizes his mistake and he is ready to undergo punishment for that. That person is called a repentant. Okay, when you do something wrong, always be ready to admit your mistake. जब आप कोई गलती करते हैं तो गलती को accept और admit आप जब करते हैं, then you are loved by God. Let me tell you, most of the time we tell lies, we hate people, we talk bad about people. Okay, right? We do bad to people. हम दूसरों का खराब करते हैं. We do bad to people. Okay, we fight, we hate one another. But once you realize that all these hatred, lies, doing bad to people are actually wrong, bad, once you realize that thing, that means that moment itself you are loved by God. So the bishop tells him that there will be joy in your life Because if you are a true repentant, if you really feel, if you have really realized your mistake, then you will be loved by God, because a true repentant is always loved by God. So the bishop advises John to leave the thoughts of prison with a good heart. तो उसने कहा कि तुम नेगेटिव मत सोचो, दैट यू वेर इन द प्रिजन, डोंट टेक इट इन अ नेगेटिव मैनर, टेक इट विद अ गुड हार्ट, टेक इट पॉजिटिवली. एंड इफ यू टेक दोज प्रिजन डेज पॉजिटिवली, जो वक्त तुमने प्रिजन में बिताया, द टाइम दैट यू हैव स्पेंड इन द प्रिजन, इफ यू टेक दैट positively with a good heart, then all your sufferings will go away, there will be joy in your life. ठीक है? तो the bishop, you know, in other words, the bishop tells him that now you're in my house, don't think about your sufferings, don't think about your prison life. Okay, now you're in my house, take rest, relax, have food. So when the supper was finally brought to the table, the bishop himself served it to John. Actually क्या हुआ, when the supper was brought to the table, no, the bishop himself served it to John. बिशप ने अपने हाथों से जॉन के प्लेट में खाना सर्व किया. एंड जॉन ate it greedily. वो बहुत हंग्री था, he was very hungry. एंड आफ्टर द supper was over, जब सपर खत्म हो गया, खाना खत्म हो गया, when they had eaten, the bishop himself showed John his room. बिशप ने खुद जॉन को अपना रूम दिखाया. बिशप himself showed John his room. The room was arranged in such a manner that one could enter that room by passing through the bishop's chamber or room. Chamber मतलब room. तो actually the room was arranged in such a manner, ये जो room था, that was arranged for John. That room was made in such a manner so that क्या है कि, say for example, I will not be able to give you an exact diagram, but I'll just give you an example here, that this is the bishop's room and this is the door, and through this door you can enter John's room. So this is John's room. So if you have to enter John's room, then you have to enter through the bishop's room. ठीक है, ये सिस्टम है. So the room was arranged in such a manner that one could enter that room by passing through the bishop's chamber. Chamber means room only, okay? By passing through the bishop's room. ठीक है, I hope you have understood this thing. Then you see, the bishop left John to take rest for the night and told him that before John would go tomorrow morning, he will give him warm milk. तो बिशप ने कहा कि John, you take rest now, okay, and tomorrow morning before you leave, okay, जब तुम कल सुबह जब तुम चले जाओगे, when you will go away tomorrow, in the breakfast I will give you warm milk to drink. तो मैं तुम्हें गरम गरम दूध पीने के लिए दूंगा कल सुबह जब तुम चले जाओगे. तुम अभी सो जाओ, यू टेक रेस्ट फॉर द नाइट नाउ. एंड यू सी, all this happened suddenly. Now here there is a shift here in John's behavior. Okay, John के behavior में एक change आता है. क्या change आप देखिए. Suddenly his whole behavior changed and he looked at the bishop wildly now. ओके, सडनली हिज होल बिहेवियर चेंज. उसका पूरा बिहेवियर मतलब जॉन का पूरा बिहेवियर, हीज मतलब जॉन का पूरा बिहेवियर चेंज हो गया. हिज होल बिहेवियर चेंज एंड नाउ ही लुक्ड एट द बिशप वाइल्डली नाउ. दैट मीन्स मे बी जॉन वॉज अप टू समथिंग. मे बी ही स्टिल हैड नेगेटिव थॉट्स इन हिज माइंड एंड मे बी ही वॉज प्लानिंग टू डू समथिंग. दैट इज वाई ही केम टू द बिशप्स हाउस. ओके, बिकॉज यू सी व्हेन अ क्रिमिनल who has spent 19 years in jail, he will have criminal mentality only. Suddenly he cannot change, है ना. सडनली जो है वो चेंज तो नहीं हो सकता. उसके अंदर जो है कुछ ना कुछ नेगेटिव एलिमेंट्स तो उसके अंदर रहेगा. क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटी जो है उसके माइंड में चलता रहेगा. नो, सम काइंड ऑफ क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटी विल कीप गोइंग इनसाइड हिज माइंड. सो ही कैन नॉट सडनली ट्रांसफॉर्म इनटू अ सेंट. वो सडनली साधु तो नहीं बन सकता. सो ही लुक्ड एट द बिशप वेरी वाइल्डली नाउ एंड द बिशप सेड हिज प्रेयर्स फॉर जॉन. तो द बिशप प्रेड टू गॉड फॉर whom? फॉर जॉन एक्चुअली. ठीक है, तो फाइनली द बिशप सेड हिज प्रेयर्स एंड टोल्ड जॉन दैट यू स्लीप नाउ. एंड जॉन tells the bishop that both their rooms are very close. How can the bishop be so sure that he is not a murderer? तो देखिए सडनली जो है उसका बिहेवियर चेंज हो गया. इस जॉन का बिहेवियर, सडनली जॉन्स बिहेवियर चेंजेस एंड जॉन नाउ टेल्स बिशप, very cunningly he tells bishop that bishop, your room and my room, they're very close. How can you be so sure that I am not a murderer? I have spent 19 years in prison, right? and I've come after out of the jail after 19 years. That means maybe I had done a very big crime. That is why I was put in the jail for 19 years. So how can you be so sure that I am not a murderer? I can murder you at night. His meaning is like this only. He did not tell, but his meaning is like this कि तुमको कैसे यकीन है कि तुम्हारा रूम और मेरा रूम तो बिल्कुल पास पास है, तो तुम इतना श्योर कैसे हो कि मैं कोई मर्डरर नहीं हूँ? मैं तो मर्डरर हो भी सकता हूँ, और रात को जो है, बहुत रात को, देर रात को, लेट एट नाइट आई कैन कम एंड किल यू. हिज मीनिंग इज लाइक दैट ओनली. बिशॉप इज अगेन नॉट अफ्रेड एट ऑल. बिशॉप बिल्कुल डरा हुआ नहीं है. सी, इफ somebody tells you this thing, say for example you give a stranger one room to stay at night, and before going to bed that man tells you that how do you know that I am not a murderer? How will you feel at night? You will not be able to sleep at night. Whole night you will keep awake. कब आएगा और चाकू जो है पेट के अंदर डाल देगा, राइट? बट बिशॉप इज नॉट मूव्ड एट ऑल. बिशॉप इज नॉट अफ्रेड एट ऑल. बिशॉप ने क्या रिप्लाई दिया? लुक एट द रिप्लाई ऑफ बिशॉप. गॉड विल टेक केयर ऑफ दैट. कि तुम मर्डरर हो कि नहीं, वेदर यू आर अ मर्डरर और नॉट, वेदर यू आर प्लानिंग टू मर्डर मी और नॉट, whether you are going to cause any harm to me or not, everything will be taken care by God. So God will take care of that. Saying this, the bishop went away. Bishop जो है वो सोने के लिए चला गया. He left. Now everybody was sleeping. Okay, everyone was in deep sleep. गहरी नींद में से सब लोग. It was 2 at night. रात के 2 बजे थे. John woke up. John उठ गया. Actually he was not able to sleep. वो थोड़ा सोया, 3-4 घंटा वो सोया. ओके, he had slept for 5 hours only. तो वो 5 घंटा सोया because he had not slept properly for all these years, right? So that night he had a very peaceful sleep and he slept for 5 hours. ठीक है, तो 5 घंटा सोने के बाद after sleeping for 5 hours he actually woke up. Now why did he wake up at 2 a.m.? He is supposed to go in the morning. He is supposed to go away in the morning. वो तो सुबह निकलने वाला है घर से, तो वो रात के 2 बजे उठा क्यों? He was thinking of those silver plates on the supper table. Remember I told you about the silver candlesticks? So actually the plates on which John has eaten his food were made of silvers and very expensive, very expensive. Actually John, when he was eating on the silver plates, he looked at the plates. These plates were made of silver, and while John was eating, he actually looked at the plates very nicely, and there was greed in his eyes. उसके आंखों में एक लालच था, एक greed था. Even when he looked at the candlesticks also, silver plates as well as silver candlesticks. When he looked at the candlesticks also, which the bishop brought, because there was very low light in the room, क्योंकि लाइट बहुत कम था, तो जब वो सिल्वर कैंडलस्टिक्स भी लेकर आया था, जॉन वॉज लुकिंग एट दो सिल्वर कैंडलस्टिक्स वेरी ग्रीडीली, बहुत लालच भरे आंखों से वो देख रहा था उसको. सो ही वॉज एक्चुअली, वाई डिड यू वेक अप एट 2 a.m. at night? He woke up at 2 at night because he was thinking of those silver plates on the supper table. There was also a very big silver ladle in the dining room. It would bring lots of money to John. John was thinking that if I can steal those silver plates and silver ladle, okay, it will earn me a lot of money. It will bring me a lot of money. See, the bishop gave him food. The bishop gave him bed to sleep, to rest. The bishop gave him shelter, and in return this criminal is thinking of stealing. ये चोरी के बारे में सोच रहा है. ओके, तो किस तरीके का क्रिमिनल है ये? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ नॉट क्रिमिनल, आई एम सॉरी, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग इज दिस? किस तरीके का ह्यूमन बीइंग है ना? बट हियर इज वेयर द स्टोरी बिगिंस. द क्लॉक स्ट्रक 3. John now got up completely from the bed. तो घड़ी में, तो actually for 1 hour, from 2 to 3 at night, John was actually thinking about the silver plates and silver ladle, and he was actually, making different kinds of thoughts that those things would bring me a lot of money. So just when the clock struck 3, John got up completely from the bed. वो पूरे बिस्तर से उठ गया. And finally, you see, in part 1 of the story, we are going to end here. John was planning to steal the silver items. Now, in part 2 of the story, whether John will really steal the silver items. If no, then obviously the story cannot progress. अगर John क्योंकि स्टोरी बहुत लंबा है, बिकॉज द स्टोरी इज क्वाइट बिग. इफ यू थिंक दैट नो नो नो, जॉन विल नॉट स्टील द सिल्वर आइटम, देन द स्टोरी कैन नॉट प्रोग्रेस. द स्टोरी तो आगे बढ़ नहीं सकता है. दीज आर गेसेस. ओके, तो जॉन, if John does not steal the silver items, then the story cannot progress. Story तो आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता. तो if John steals the silver items, then what is going to happen? Will the bishop call the police, or will the police catch him while he would be running, because he's already a criminal, so his records are there with the police already. So would the police catch John once again? Will the bishop save John this time, and how? Even if yes, the bishop will save John again. How? Because he has stolen the silver plates, the silver candlesticks from the bishop's house, and everybody knows that these plates and candlesticks belongs to the bishop. So what are they going to do? Then there is Madame Meghalaya, bishop's sister Baptistine. Will they protect? Will they support the bishop, or will they help the police in catching John once again and take him back to the police? So all these are questions. Okay, we do not know the answers. We are going to know the answers in part 2 of the story. These are questions that we are going to find answers of in part 2 of the story. Till then, you have to wait little bit, not much. You have to wait little. In few days, I am going to bring again part 2 of the story. Part 2 will be the final part of the story. Okay, part 2 matlab final part of the story. Okay, till then, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like and share the video with your friends, because basically I make videos from 9 to 12, English grammar, additional English and English. Okay, and also I keep on giving you additional informations. And one more video I'm going to bring for all of you regarding selection test, because many of you have been asking me regarding the dates of selection test. And I have told you before also regarding the process of selection test, but because all of you are new here in class 10, okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, because you're new here, I'm going to explain the process of selection test for class 10 and 12 basically. So with that, let me end the video here. I hope all of you have been really beneficial from my videos, and I'll keep on making beautiful videos. Please follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well for further notifications. With love from Omni Gyan, and all the best to all of you. Thank you so much.